All right, so welcome again, people, to MG Sports TV. It has been a while, and we are back again with one of possible the greatest sporting event in Jamaica. Is it the greatest sporting event in Jamaica locally? I think it's possible one of. I would say Champs is one of. And what else after Champs? What else after Champs, people? I can't recall. But schoolboy football is one of the greatest historically sporting event over a duration in Jamaica. It's not the highest level of football in Jamaica, but it is the most recognizable level of football in Jamaica. Most recognizable. It has the most fun, the most passion, most love. And that has to do with the association of the schools. Everyone has a school that they support. And we are here tonight to give you the schoolboy football prediction show. The schoolboy football prediction show. We will be predicting the possible group exits, as in who will leave the group, who will advance from the group. We won't touch into the third round because really and truly, it's hard. They don't even know who might be in there. We'll be touching on who is going to advance to the second round, who will leave their group. We'll also going to be touching on the possible Manning Cup and Dacosta Cup winner. When we advance to the third round or to the quarterfinals, we're reaching to the Ben Francis and Walker Cup. We will do a separate prediction for that one. But at this present moment, we will be doing the Manning Cup and the Dacosta Cup prediction. Now, let me get this clear. Before I get into that, people, this is a prediction show. And with every single prediction, you can either be wrong or right. I am not a fortune teller. If I was a fortune teller, people, I would go and buy the lottery. I would go and buy the lottery. I don't know what the future entails. I do not know. But what I'm going to do here, based off the little knowledge that I've gathered throughout the preseason, I will use that to see how best I can disseminate some information to you guys. Pass it on so you guys can understand where my logics of the predictions are coming from. I might not be right, people. I'm just making it clear. So that is my disclaimer. But before I get into any details, people, I want to show you the list of events we're going to do tonight. But before I get into the details, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. Give me a second, people. Let's see if we can just make a small adjustment to the camera. And so I am back. Just made a small adjustment because the lighting is here is not the best at the present moment. Still trying to work on getting some very, very good lighting, but I think this is workable. I think this is definitely workable. All right. So before getting to anything, people, what I would really appreciate you guys to do is at this present moment, please do hit that like button. What that does, that helps the channel, that helps the video to get to be push further in the algorithm. If I may chat, to be pushed further into the algorithm, so you more persons can see it, and more persons see it is likely that more persons might join the program. And we want to have a good schoolboy football season, people. We want to have a brilliant one. So get that going, and it's gonna start up. So big up anyone in the comment section already planning 41. Eddie FF, big up yourself. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Alright, so at this present moment, I will be bringing up the page for the groups in due time. We're gonna touch on that. I want to touch on the preseason. I'm gonna discuss the preseason so far, the competition that I've been to, teams that have been looking good. Then we're gonna go into the groups prediction, the fixtures, and just look at the fixtures as well. Then we're gonna go into team expectations. Some of the teams, that what you expect from some of the teams. Then we're gonna jump straight into the prediction of the Manning and the Dacosta Cup. The Manning and the Dacosta Cup title. That's the prediction. After that, I'm gonna give my insight on what to expect this season, and then now I will certainly do a call-in, so you guys can call in and give your predictions if time allows to do that. So without further ado, people, let's get straight into the preseason discussion. So I have been to quite a few preseason games. Let me see if I can find it back. I've been to quite a lot of preseason games. Many will see, but I've been to quite a lot. George's Cup, Roper Cup, Ali Cup. I can't remember some of them. Sets Cup, not all the Sets Cup games though, but I've been to quite a lot. And I've also seen preseason games outside of those competitions. And my conclusion is this: I do believe that I've seen teams who are ready to take on a season, and I've also seen teams who are still slightly behind where preparation is concerned. And I do think that a lot of teams, you can see that some teams are further ahead where quality is concerned, like the JC. They have a lot of quality players, and seeing those things in preseason would have definitely given me the knowledge. Not gonna say me know more than anybody else, but it have given me the knowledge, or I can create an expectation in my mind who is likely to go a bit further than the other team or the next party. So that's giving me that expectation. So that is what I want to start off with, where the preseason is concerned. And I've seen a lot of teams, a lot of preparation. And you guys can see, I've done quite a few features already on some of the teams. Charlie Mount, did I do Woolmans? No, I did Charlie Smith, Campion, Stats. I've done quite a few, based on what the time allows me, the time slot allows me to do. I wanted to do quite a few more. I wanted to do St. Diego, didn't get to do it. Woolmans. So there's a lot more that I wanted to do. I couldn't do it. And then also, geographical location will not allow me to do quite others, like for maybe like the Irwin, the William, because these schools are maybe a bit too far out of my reach. Nevertheless, I've done a few, and we are about to kickstart one of the most historical events in Jamaica football history. So let's get cracking. We're gonna jump straight into the groups. Not gonna waste any time. We're gonna jump straight into the groups, people. So people, please do like the video, people, so we can get a bit more visibility on what we are doing here. Our Google screen, let's get this where we want to see this. All right. So this is the first group we have up. We're going to start off first, people, with the Dacosta Cup zones. Now, as I said, people, where predictions are concerned, I don't generally have to get all the predictions correct. I don't think I'll get all the predictions correct. Why? Because that's what it's called, prediction. If I know it would not be a prediction, I could tell you for a fact that this is what's going to happen. So if I know for a fact it would not be a prediction. So this is me using just the preseason knowledge, and unfortunately, like historical events, what some of these teams have done in the past. Now, let me bear in mind that you have teams like Central, who last year, in my predictions, I didn't say much about Central last year, because they were one of the anomalies that just pop up out of the blues and did something really, really great in advancing to the final of the Dacosta Cup. So you will definitely have something like that at some point in time. You will have something like that with another school. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting to see, people. All right, so this is the Zone A for the Dacosta Cup. This is the Zone A for the Dacosta Cup. And as I say, you have to remember, historically, you have to go off historical events as well. No, my mind is not that 100% clear in regards to what happened last season, the teams that advanced, but I can remember a few things. Now, I can definitely remember a few things. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to give you a small prediction in who I expect to advance out of this group. Alright, so the possibility being lies group with 6 teams. You're going to see 6 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Group with 6 teams, you'll have 2 teams advance and possible best third place. And that would be based off pointing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have to do the 2 teams that will advance. It's going to be hard for me to select best third place because I am not sure how much points that they will maximize. I can assume, just like the prediction, I can assume. So let's start off with the first zone in the Dacosta Cup, which is Zone A. In Zone A, we have Cornwall College, Greenpond, Irwin High, Malden, Spot Valley, and St. James High. So these are the 6 schools in this zone. Now, if I should say, I'm going to select one best third place, on the top of that list to advance from this group would certainly be Cornwall College. They're the first name possible to pop out. First name possible to pop out. That is Cornwall College. And I'm going to say also behind them, I am going to say Irwin. Now, these 2 teams did extremely well last season. Irwin was one of the surprise teams as well. Pop out of nowhere. Boom. Like that. And did well. And I expect Irwin also this season, based off what I saw in preseason, that they will advance out of their group as well. So that is what I'm working with for that first zone. Zone B, now we have Anchovy, Cambridge, Frome, Green Island, Merlinati, and Rossies. Now, we all know historically, last season, Rossies didn't really do well last season. And maybe possibly 2 seasons now we haven't seen the best of Rossies. And you know, historically, Rossies is one of the top teams coming out. Now, I would expect Rossies to do a little bit better this season than what they did last season. So let's go. I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to go with Frome. Frome did extremely well last season. Like that Frome team. Hopefully we can see a bit more from the Frome team. I'm going to go Frome and Rossies to advance from this group. I'm expecting this. And I think this one maybe a slightly bit straightforwardish. So Frome and Rossies, I'm going for Frome and Rossies in that one. Next up, next group. Let's go to the next group. We are going to go to Zone C. I say group. Well, basically the same thing. Zone C, Abotnot Gallimore, Brownstone High, Cedric Titus. I'm not sure why they put Ocherius in the same bracket with it. Maybe they couldn't well. Abotnot Gallimore, Brownstone, Cedric Titus, Ocherius, Discovery Bay, Fern Court, William Nib, and York Castle. Wait, what the heck? That's a lot of group in Zone C, man. What the heck? So this, obviously this zone is going to have a next team coming out. Alright, for this zone, William Nib for sure. I'm going to go William Nib. Remember how well William Nib did last season. I expect to see somewhat similarity from them this season as well. I've seen them in preseason. They've retained quite a few of their players. So I'm expecting another solid season from William Nib. So I'm expecting William Nib to leave this group. Now, York Castle was a surprise last season out of nowhere. The question is, did York Castle retain most of those players from last season that we saw represented them? Some of those players from Mount Pleasant. And in the event, this came more than likely based on the amount of teams, possibility may lie that 3 teams are coming out of this group. So, in the event for this group, I am going to go, let's start again, William Nib, York Castle, and I'm going to go Ocho Rios. Those are my 3. I think Ocho Rios started the preseason a long time. Let me tell you how when Ocho Rios started their preseason from before the Tier 2 finish. Ocho Rios started preseason from before the Tier 2 finish. So I'm expecting to see fairly decent from Ocho Rios. I'm expecting to see fairly decent squad from Ocho Rios. Next up, let's go now to the next group, next zone, I should say. Zone D, Black River, Grange Hill, Nakalva Tech? Interesting. I've never heard of that school. Nakalva? Oh, what the heck? Nesek people. Give me a sec. My sincere apologies, people. Okay, so we have Nakalva Tech, we have Mannings, Petersfield. Interesting. Quite an interesting group. For this, I think I'm going to go Mannings as the first one of the top. Mannings and between Black, I'm going to go Black River. Mannings and Black River for this group, this zone. Let's go now, Zone E. A lot of school in the Dacosta Cup. BB Coke, Lacovia, Monroe, Magati, Newell, Roger Clark, Stets, Sydney Pagan. Sydney Pagan again. We got a few beaten last season. First team out of the zone, I'm going to go Stets and Monroe. I'm going to go Stets and Monroe for this one. Then sure them I have a third place. Might have a third place for this one. Might have a third place coming out of this one. But the 2 that I'm going to go with is Stets and Monroe. Next up, people, we have Belair, Zone F. We have Belair, Cross Keys, the Cartridge College, Manchester, Mayday, Mount St. Joseph. Think I'm going to go DC and Manchester. So the Cartridge College and Manchester to advance. First thing out of that is Manchester. Manchester doing a lot of work. So Manchester and the Cartridge College are the 2 teams that I expect to advance from this group. Next up, Zone G, we have Alphonsus Davis, Belfield, Christiana, Homewood, Knox College, Mile Gully. I'm going to go Christiana and Homewood for this one. People are going to say, MJ, that's a go for the historically the teams they would expect. Yeah, and that's just what happened. Just as though if you have a Champions League draw, and you see Real Madrid in a group, the expectations are that in the first round, Real Madrid will be coming out. All of them not playing nothing throughout the season. That's just how football is. People. That's just how football is. And that's it for, let me cover the zone. Let me cover everything. Zone G, Mile Gully, Knox, Homewood, Christiana, Belfield, Alphonsus Davis. Yeah, so that's it for Zone G. Let's move over now to the next zone. Zone H, we have Clarendon College, Claude McKay, Eden Allen, Kellitz, Lennon, Thompson Town. Thompson Town didn't look good last year. unfortunately, they jumped up short. I just say go. Lennon, I always expect good things from Lennon. Three teams I think in this group where I expect them to be competitive against each other. Lennon, I would say Lennon, Edwin Allen, and Clarendon College. And one thing for sure, whenever Clarendon College and Edwin Allen buck up, it's always a good outing. So if you're a football fan, it's always a good outing to go and watch that matchup. Edwin Allen and Clarendon College. Very, very good outing all the time. All the time, people. So to advance from this group, I'm going to go Clarendon College and Edwin Allen. If at any point in time a third place is being selected from this group, I would say Lennon will be the team. Now, people, remember, I'm not holding any grudge against any team. This is solely a prediction. Anything can happen. My prediction can be wrong. This is just an assumption. Predictions aren't facts. Predictions aren't facts. I'm just doing this based off data collected. Zone I, we have Anotobia, Curran All I, Horace Clark I, Iona I, St. Mary High, St. Mary Tech, Taki, Wycliffe Martin. Quite a few of them schools that really get some bad beating last year. Really get some bad beating last year. I'm going to go from this group. I'm going to go St. Mary High and St. Mary Tech. I'm going to go St. Mary High, St. Mary Tech. I do think Anatobia can do so. Can look. I'm not sure. I'm just taking a safe bet on this one. I'm really taking a safe bet on this one. So I'm going to go I'm going to go St. Mary High and Tech. Those are the two that I'm going to go with. Kind of safe bet me I go with right here, sir. A bit of safe. Big up Fresh God. Big up G Mills. Massive respect. Hopefully you guys are doing good. I'm just slightly going to this safe bet here. Next up we have Zone J. Charlie Mount, Dintil, Edith Bennett, Yorton, and McGrath. And this is where my school is coming out of from. Charlie Mount. Now I'm very much hopeful that our preparation is really going further. We have a good coach. So I hope so he can get the boys over the line. Now, Dintil is the first one to come out of this group. I don't think this is going to be a really tough battle for Dintil to exit this group. Not this year, based on what I've seen. No, the toss will be between McGrath and Charlemont. Listen, people, I hold no bias. And if I'm biased, the first school me has to come out of that group are Charlemont. Why? I'm an Eagles, you know. But I'm being realistic here. I do think that Charlemont and McGrath will be the two teams who will be battling for the second place. Now, I'm hopeful if there's a third place, it's going to be either. Based on what I have seen, where preparation is a concern, I do believe that McGrath might be slightly in front of, I think they are in front of Charlemont where preparation is concerned. Now, McGrath do have a steady program, a proper developmental program. So, and they did well last year. Remember that they advanced last year. I think Charlemont advanced via best third place, I think. So, I would expect McGrath to advance as well. And hopefully, the work that the coaches of Charlemont have done would have taken them over the line this time around. Big up Fresh God. My respect, my brother. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Tangira, big up. big up. Yeah, tell her. G Mills, my respect. Alright, so let's get cracking. So Dintil will be going through. I'm gonna say McGrath second. And hopefully, I see Charlemont come through as best third place. If Charlemont can overthrow them, that would be good in my perspective. But I have to go with what I've seen where preparations are concerned. I have to go with that. Love my school, people. Love my school CMA. Zone K, Morant Bay, Paul Bogle, Robert Lightburn, and Yalas. Now, this zone, we're going to see two schools advance from this zone. I'm going to go with Paul Bogle first. They did well last year. And I think I'm going to go with Should I go with Yellows? I think I'm going to go with Yellows. But I think Paul Bogle should be the team who's more comfortable leaving this zone. Zone L, Central, Denby, Glenmuir, Olaba, Porus. This zone is a tough zone. 100%, this zone is a very, very good zone. Good teams in this zone. Very, very good teams. People, please do smash that like button. We'd really appreciate it. Alright, so let's have a look at this zone. First of all, we have Dacosta Cup 2022, Dacosta Cup second place. Our finalists, our second place, our runners up, whatever you want to call it, Central High. I've seen them in pre-season. They look sharp. They look ready for the season. They're first. I'm going to say they will advance from this group. I've seen Glenmuir as well. Glenmuir have a very good team. have a really, really good team. So Glenmuir and Central are the two I do tip to advance from this group. But one thing I know for sure is that this group is a tough group. Olab have a very good side. Denby have a good side as well. So this will certainly be a very, very good dog fight in this one. So it's all about who have the dog in them. Now, people, let me announce from now. Before I jump into the Manning Cup, I'm going to take a 1 minute break to get some refreshment and come back. Just a 1 minute break to get some refreshment and come back. But definitely, this group is going to be a doggish group. Olaba, I've received a lot of information on the Olaba team. I've seen Glenmuir for myself. I've seen Central for myself. I haven't seen Porus. Most of these teams, I will have to depend upon information from, probably my little scouts them na the place and move around. What they say as me I go and go watch the games them. I'm going to receive them, tell me, say, oh, MG, this, that, rate, look out for this player, look out for that player. I will not call any player name now. I will not call any player name now until, should I? Alright, I might. I'm going to call players what people already know and hear their name. But the unknowns, I'm going to leave the unknowns to people, to when the season starts. So, I'm tipping Central and Glenmuir to come out of this group. Now, Denby and Olaba might have something to say about that. So, we will definitely see how that one goes. That's going to be tough. Number one guy, big up. If my school not make it, me don't want to hear nothing from them. First God said, Foga. Chevron Givens, mighty God, it rough. Yeah, man, the group are rough. Yeah, I'm 100% agree with that. This group, really, really rough. Next up, we have Zone M. We have Foga Road, Gav Massey, Blows and Skirt, Trouble at two teams are come out of this group, people. Two teams are come out of this group. Only two. There's no best third place from this group. We have Tatius Golden. We have Veer. We have Kems Hill. We have Garvey Massey. And we have Foga Road. So we have the 2021 Dacosta Cup champions in this one. Now, I expect this to be a very, very good one. No, I don't want to have to pick. Let me tell you why I don't want to have to pick people. Now, I've seen Veer, I've seen Garvey, and I've seen Foga. I haven't seen Kems Hill, I haven't seen Tatius. I've only heard about them. People have only told me about them. So I've received a lot of information and basically all I teams them. So the teams that I haven't seen for myself, I seek information on them. Now, so far based on what I've seen, it's going to be tough. I'm going to say the first team to advance will be Garvey Massey. In the event, Garvey Massey retain their star man in Clear Clark, I'm going to say, as I said, Garvey Massey first. The difficult part is that, people, you may say this loud. I don't think I should have said that about Clear Clark. I don't think I should have. Let me leave the part there alone. Here we go. Garvey Massey team out first. Then I'm going to go with Veer. I'm going to go with Veer to advance from this group. Now, Foga Road might have something to say about this. So let us see what's going to happen when the season kickstart. So, Fresh got it rough. Two teams on the best surface. No, Fresh got the thing is, you have other groups will have like The groups with 6 teams a night that's the groups where you're likely get the best third place from. That's the group where you're likely to get the best third place from. Siobhan Given said one thing is the Clarendon school them rough. Yeah man, they're enough man. The CC school the school them from Clarendon enough man. Me pass CC group already, so rough. Siobhan said Veertech my school, but we not good like one time. I've seen Veertech. I think Veertech have a solid unit. I've seen them in the Ali Cup. I do think that they have a very good unit. Didn't Veer win the Ali Cup? No, Veer came second in the Ali Cup. Veer came second in the Ali Cup. I think Veer came second in the Ali Cup. Alright, so let's move now to the next group. So this is the final zone. This is the final zone. Zone N. We have Fear Prospect, Happy Grove, Port Antonio, and Titchfield. And for this group, I am going to say Titchfield and Happy Grove. Sorry. Happy Grove or Port Antonio. I'm gonna go Titchfield and Happy Grove. People, a whole lot more teams tonight. This time, enough more teams. Enough more teams than Dacosta. I don't think they had this amount. This many amount of teams. Enough more teams. Alright, so we have completed the section for the Dacosta Cup. The group section for the Dacosta Cup. And I've given my predictions who are likely to advance from each group. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take just a 30-second break. Grab some refreshment. I've been here how long now? I've been here half an hour now. So I'm gonna take a 30-second break, grab some refreshment, and give me a second, people. 30-second break. So get some refreshment, people. I'll be back. Just a sec. You know what? Let me bring up the Manning Cup on the page right away. Let me bring up the Manning Cup. Let's bring up the Manning Cup right away. The Manning Cup. That's the Manning Cup, people. Go and reminisce on the Manning Cup, and I'll be back. Yeah. Some refreshment to the system. Alright, so we're reaching the Manning Cup here now. So reach the Manning Cup section here now. Yes! Right. Alright, let's see what the comments are say. Shan big up tough group, but Casey Chevron Given said, Jesus, this look tricky bad like the 3 card man. So people, when you make up in mind, only thing, so in our comment section, what I want you guys to do at this present moment, since the Manning Cup is not so long, I think it's just roughly, it's not a lot of groups. It's not a lot of groups. So what I want you guys to do is drop your predictions for this one. For Group A, drop your predictions for this one, people. Tell us what are your predictions for Group A. Kanye's Chelsea review said Calabar. So 2 teams advancing, people. 2 teams advancing. Planeta 41 R4I said this is the group of death. So let me tell you from now. The first team I think is coming out of this group is Heidel. They're the first group I think coming out of this group. First team, Heidel. Heidel, people, Heidel. Una say, Shan said Calabar and KC. Rhyme Smith said KC, Calabar. Only Penwood no good. Planet said, I'm taking Camperdown and Charlie. You're taking Camperdown and Charlie. Alright, KC kick quick Woolman's foot just the other day. And take one of Woolman's better players. Yo! And then man, take hey, me I tell you, he rough out there. Hey people, he rough out there, yeah? He rough out there. So I'm gonna say alright, so let me tell you now. Let me give you a breakdown at the group. So in this group, only one team I don't see. Only one team I don't see in the group here. And the team I don't see is Penwood. I cannot recall seeing Penwood. I don't know where. I haven't seen them. I haven't received any information on them as well. But I've seen Calabar, I've seen Camperdown, I've seen Charlie Smith, I've seen Idle, and I've seen KC. Idle do for them thing on a site. Be Idle. That's a practice game they don't want to play. Is it because Idle have a whole pop, be a big ball them have, them a hide. Be a big ball them have, so them a hide. Tanja said KC and Charlie. Chevron Given said Charlie Dark Horse. I think there'll be a best third place coming out of this group, people. There should be a best third place. So just gear in mind, 3 teams coming out of this. So pick your 2 and your best third place before me pick mine. Tangira said Casey and Charlie. Charlie Dark Horse. So, alright, let me give you an evaluation, people. Tangira Lawrence said Casey and Charlie. Planet 41 said won't be the best third place team. Too much there's too much quality. Alright, so let me give you a breakdown of the teams that I've seen. So when I saw Calabar, they have some individual players. I do think that they still haven't really played like structured football. I saw them maybe about 3 or 4 times I've seen them in pre-season. They do play football, but I don't think they play that much of a structured football. A lot of running though. So I do think that they have a fairly decent unit. But now the challenge, I'm not sure if they're really ready to challenge as yet. For Camperdown now, have some decent footballers. Still not sure. They look young. Look like a young team. Still not sure if they're ready to challenge as yet. Even up to last week, I saw Camperdown. Last week? No, Monday gone. Camperdown played Dintil. And maybe like half time, it was 4-0 or 3-0 at half time. So still a young team, quite a lot of work still there to do. When I saw Charlie Smith, and they look good. They look real good. I saw Charlie Smith versus Wolmer's, and now bear in mind that Wolmer's, if you listen to a preseason, all the words that is being talked about, Wolmer's are one of the teams that a lot of persons are looking forward to see. And I saw Charlie Smith versus Wolmer's in a really, really good encounter. Very, very good encounter. Very physical fitness. Two teams going at each other. Two teams seem to know each other. Look like Williams and Wade know each other good. So it seems like that I do think that Charlie Smith is a team I think they will come out of this group. And I think KC, based on the nature of expectation, pedigree. I remember sometime in schoolboy football, you don't really play the school, you don't really play the team, you play the school. Some of that, and when you go down at KC, you go play the whole KC back. So they do have that, the culture, the never die spirit, that type of thing. So advancing from the group, I do think that Kingston College would be the one I believe would possibly get best third place. But where that's concerned, I am going to say Charlie Smith, Heidel, and possibly KC as best third place. Now, this is not Calabar here. Calabar team young. Just like last year, no, let me say it, last year, Georges was the team last year. I look on Georges' team and say, alright, based off what I see in a preseason, Georges' team is young. They never fully mature. And I said Georges possible our best third place out of the group. And what happened, I think Georges then come second in the top of the group. I don't remember. But they went into quarterfinals and that's it. And the same thing what happened to them is experience. Just experience. They were just too young. This year is a different matter. This year is a total different matter. So it's similar to what with Camperdown and Calabar. Good players, but they are a young team, still in the developmental stage. Even KC a young team. KC team extremely young. But they still have one and two players and then still do them shopping. I know when KC decides, hey, the thing looks sticky now, I have to go hard. And just like what they did, and just like that, they got the Wolmer's midfielder. Just like that, out of nowhere, they got the Wolmer's midfielder. So those are the three teams I'm looking forward to see come out of the group. Big up Shane. Ryan said Georges come second. See them come second. Tanya said Camperdown already. KC, Heidel, and C Bar. King Edlam said Camperdown, the dark horse between Heidel and Charlie. I think Heidel and Charlie are ahead of KC. Where the program is concerned. You don't have transfer quota again. Yes, yeah, they do. They're still transfer quota. Ziggy Man said this group is so stacked that a third place team might not come from it. Well, that is true. That is true. Alright, let's move now to the next group, people. Group B, we have Cumberland, the Big Bad JC, Kingston Technical, Meadowbrook, Spanish Town, Tivoli, Garden. Now, very, very interesting, people. What I want you guys to do is tell us, or tell me, who are your top two teams and, if possible, best third place. We're going to add the possible best third place in the whole equation as well. So, tell us what you think, people. Tell us who you think is the top two and, if possible, best third place. Let me hear it in the comment section. Tiana Francis said True Blue. JC, Mr. Universe said JC and Tivoli. No, people, two. Give us two and possible best third place. So put three beside the best third place. ACK Gang said Spanish Town. See that strange? It says Spanish Town have gang in their name. Shivan Given said decline and college bring in any recruitment for whatever issue they're having. What is CC having? What is CC having? Extreme said JC Tivoli 3 Spanish Town. Drumming Magic said title number 32. Extreme said Town. Okay. Ellis Goscott said JC first, Tivoli second, 3 KT. KT have a bad striker. Group your week as usual. It's a norm to give JC a weak group. Are you saying that? Is that a saying? Alright, so let me tell you from this group. I'm gonna go JC first, Tivoli Garden second. Now Tivoli Garden this season have a lot to say. TG have people, let me tell you. Now a lot of persons are looking at the Tivoli Garden giving Clarendon College. It's basically the biggest talk. When TG defeated Clarendon College 6-1. What basically the biggest talk for the preseason. Everybody has talked about it. And what's happening in that is every time you hear them talk about it, say, no pay that no mind. Even me at one point I said, no pay that no mind. But when we sit back and reflect, when we really sit back and reflect on what I've seen Tivoli Garden been doing throughout the preseason, I have been really impressed with TG. No, nonetheless, Casey did beat TG. But if I'm being honest with myself, I 100% believe that Tivoli Garden played the better football. Unfortunately, they didn't score. And that is football. And think that when them losing in the States Cup, I think one penalty was a penalty. Was it a penalty? But that is football. I do believe that this Tivoli Garden team will have something to say about this Manning Cup season. So let's see which one of the big guns them TG are going to frighten. So I'm going to say Jamaica College, TG, and I'm going to say blouse and skirt. Whew. So the likely best third place is going to be between KT and Spanish Town. Who am I going to go with? KT or Spanish Town? I'm going to go Spanish Town. I'm going to go Spanish Town. So let's see how that one goes. Let me tell you people, remember this is predictions, yeah? I don't know for a fact. So anything is likely to happen. These are not facts. This is what I think is likely to happen. It's not gospel. No. It's not gospel. So it is what I think is likely to happen. So it not means so what me say, boy, that going to happen and that will happen and nothing going to change. I do think that it's the likely chance that is going to happen. Jai Will said, Guska, everywhere you're there. Tanja said, Tivoli, Passes Spook said, Tivoli won the Losers Cup last year, but this year wants to play for the real cup. Manny said, Katie, I got surprise people there. Manning Cup here. Alright, listen, I saw one game, Mr. Katie, I would think Mr. Katie versus Vauxhall. And that is where Mr. them striker. Katie, a Vauxhall, Mr. them versus? Think of Vauxhall, but they played down at Vauxhall. I was impressed with the KT striker. So I do think KT might have a surprise in them. So those are the three likely. Group C now, people. Denham Town, The Noon, Eltham, Greater Portmore, Haile Selassie, Jonathan Grant. First team out of the back, Haile Selassie. Now people, Haile Selassie won the States Cup. They won the States Cup. And for those who don't know, Haile Selassie is looking really, really good time. I like how they play. They play some very good pouncing, attacking football. So I expect good things from Haile Selassie this year. So Haile Selassie will be advancing out of this group. Second, I am going to go Jonathan Grant. So Haile Selassie and Jonathan Grant. If any other team should come out, or if there's a best third place, I am going to say Eltham. So, Katie, I got surprised people in Man Cup. Oh, so just read the comment there already. You know, people are going to vex. A lot of people are vex. So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the thing about doing predictions. Yeah, a lot of persons might not agree, but that's just how it is, people. Not because you don't agree with what I'm saying, That's just football. That's just football. Let's understand sometimes that is football. Let's move now to the next group. We have Group D, Bridgeport, Cedar Grove, Clancarty, Excelsior, and Stats. And for this group, I am going to go, the first team jumping out of this group is Stats. They are the first team just jump out. First team jumping out is Stats. Next up, we have Excelsior. And if possible, best third place, I'm going to go Bridgeport. Tell us what you think in the comment section, people. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Will said one Bridgeport here that Kenneth Chell said Stats and Excelsior. Excelsior and Stats from Planeta 41. Yeah, I do think that this is fairly a decent group for Stats. Maybe probably not the easy range. Excelsior, the team will probably give them problem. Ryan Smith said Stats Excelsior. I think Excelsior is going to be the team. We'll probably go pose a bit of threat to them. Next group we have is Edith Dalton James. Group E, Edith Dalton James, Holy Trinity, Innswood, Mona, Norman Manley, St. Catherine, St. Mary's College. Last year, St. Mary's College got some bad beating. They get some real bad beating. Think what at one point them not think about withdraw. Alright, so advancing from this group, I am going to go. St. Catherine, first team out of the lot. St. Catherine. I'm gonna go second, Mona. I'm gonna go Mona coming out of the group. Mona I'm gonna have a pretty young team. Not sure how much of them players who played last year I go repeat. I go see them back. Not a repeat, but we're gonna see them back. But St. Catherine and Mona are the two teams who are I have coming out of this group. So in the comment section, Mona, St. Catherine, third place, Norman Manley. Kanye Chelsea review said Mona all the way. Yeah, I think Kanye said MG Mona side bad. The Mona side that I saw in pre-season, I'm not gonna say them bad, but I have seen them gotten quite a bit of battering. Hopefully, the reinforcement coming early enough to bulk up the team, and them have a better team. But I do have them to advance out of the group. But at number one spot, I expect it to be St. Catherine. Said no, that is the U15. Well, Kenneth, we will see. Stephen Ray said Trinity will come back strong. Trinity will come back strong. Let's hopefully, because Trinity always have some bad baller, but the problem with Trinity is them ever lose them baller. If them keep them baller this year, we will see if them keep them baller. Because them always have good baller. By the time the NI Schoolboy season done, then lose them. I'm going to say that time and time and time and time again. So best third place is between Norman Manley and possibly Edith Dalton. I think this is a fairly decent group. I think I'm gonna go Norman Manley last year. I think Norman Manley did fairly decent. Last year. I think I'm gonna go with Edith Dalton. I think I might go with Edith Dalton this time around. Alright, so let's go to the next group. Now we have Group F. Arden, Campion, Jose Marti, Pembroke Hall, St. George's, Waterford. Remember last year the clash up between George's and Waterford? Oh my. Oh my. Alright, so first one out of the group, George's. First one out of the group is George's. At the end of the people close to the end of the program, I'm going to tell you my top 4 Manning Cup and Dacosta Cup team. Top 4. Just I write it down so that I remember. My top four. And this top four is likely to be, and this I'm gonna include this in the prediction. I'm gonna include this now when I do the final prediction. This top four is likely to be the best four teams that I have seen and the reports that I've gotten. Best four teams out of all the Manning Cup and the Dacosta Cup. Alright, let's go. So we have St. George's, first team out of the lot. Waterford, I haven't heard much about Waterford if I'm being honest. I've seen Arden. Arden do need still have a lot of work to do. Again, Jose Marti, I only heard about Jose Marti, didn't get to see them. And I like last time I get to see Jose Marti for early. But I never get to see Jose Marti this time around. Campion, I did see Campion. Campion team short. The Campion team small, like 14, 15 players. I'm not sure how them can manage to go throughout the first round with so much games with just few little players. Because if they start pick up injuries, they will be in problems. But the thing is, they have good coaches, so I don't know what to expect. So I'm gonna go George's first, Waterford second, and now I'm gonna say if there's a best third place, I'm gonna go Campion. If there's a best third place. If there's a best third place. So what happened is that what happened with Campion last year? Campion did not retain those players that we saw last year. They retained maybe just a few, but they didn't retain a massive majority of it. They do have quality players in the U16 where they probably can push up, but the problem is, will they be able to compete at the Manning Cup level? That would be the problem. That's definitely going to be the problem for them. But if there's a best third place, I do think that they will certainly get that. But for sure, George is out of the lot. Batch of dead people. Karen Batch of dead. Give me a second. Alright, so our light is back on. Yeah, can't do the show without light. So, next match up we have Ascot. Join for big up. Ziggy Man said Campion won the U16 last year. Yeah, they won the U16, but a lot of those players are not at the school at the present moment. That's the problem. Most of them baller from the reach grade 11 and gone to college. Most of them baller. Check. Just passing through, bro. People hit the like button. Big up yourself, Dre. And with the sport, my respect, my brother. People, don't forget to hit that like button if you're here. So let's go. Let's look at this. Let's look at this team. These teams. We have Ascot, Donald Quarry, Papine, St. Jago, Vauxhall, Wolmer's Boys. First team out of the lot, people. Wolmer's Boys. First team out of the lot. Without a doubt, without hesitation. First team out of the lot. Without a doubt and without hesitation. First team out of the lot. Brilliant team. Second, I am going to go with St. Jago. I'm going to go with St. Jago. And if there's a best third place, just saying, if there's a best third place coming out of this group, I think it's likely to be Vauxhall. I think last year, Vauxhall U16 team did really, really well. And some of those players will advance to the Manning Cup. Now, the problem is this now. Will they be able to manage? That's it. And how many players that they kept from last year back into the first team. So, it's going to be, that one is going to be really, really interesting So I'm going to go Woolmer's Boys first, then St. Jago, and then I'm going to go Vauxhall if there's a best third place. So Donald, Quarry, Papine, and Ascot just maybe going to wait probably another year to see what best result can come their way. And that would close off all. That would complete all the predictions, people, for all the teams. All the predictions. So that would complete all the predictions. So those are where the predictions would go. That's the prediction for who will advance from each group. That is the predictions. Alright, so let me get that out of the way. Pre-season group predictions. We'll soon touch into the overall predictions, people. We're not gonna draw the show. We can't get to watch it back. Research, I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. Now, man, big up yourself. King Dance and Adels, the team. Shane said, me can cut now. Manning Cup time done. Yeah, but done, man. The Dacosta Cup, the first half of the program was dedicated to the Dacosta Cup. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you my insight on the seasons that is coming up. My insights on the seasons coming up. Then I'm going to give you my prediction who will win the Manning Cup and who will win the Dacosta Cup. I'm going to give you my top 4 first for each category. Top 4 for Manning Cup, top 4 for Dacosta Cup. And these are the top 4 teams that I've seen where preparation, where quality, where squad depth is concerned, style of play, and all these things are factored in those 4 teams. And I would come to the conclusion that these are the best 4 teams, bringing back quality players, bringing back the players, bringing in new players, and all of these factors, where it is concerned. Where all that is concerned. World said MG Mona Manning Cup side come from foreign. It's going to be interesting because I want to see that Mona team. What I saw in pre-season was very much underwhelming. Even though I still have Mona to advance to the next round, no, advancing from there is going to be totally dependent on what I see in the group stage. But what I saw in the first in pre-season was very much underwhelming. So hopefully, all right. So my insight. So I'm going to touch on now my insight going into the Manning Cup and Dacosta Cup season. First thing I'm going to touch on, subjects. I want to say congratulations to all the players who have achieved their Cape and their CXC and also their City and Guild subjects. And well done, you guys. You guys have studied hard. Despite all the football that has been played, you guys have done well, and congrats to you guys. If you haven't gotten all the subjects, it doesn't end there. The world doesn't stop right there. You can still work hard. You can still go out there and acquire more subjects on top of that. Don't roll your heads out. And please remember that football is not all, in some sense. But remember that your bookwork is very, very important. This is for the players. Your bookwork is very, very important. If you want to think about your future as a footballer, you also must consider your education. Big factor. We see too much footballers leaving their respective school without a proper education. Winning the Manning Cup, winning the Dacosta Cup, winning Olivier Shield, winning Walker Cup, winning Ben Francis, that does not necessarily acquire to success in real life. Those are just accolades you gather at the early stages of your footballing career, at the youth level, at the school level. Please remember, take your schoolwork very, very important, just as much as though you love football. Love your schoolwork, acquire subjects. There's nothing wrong with being smart and good at playing football. Nothing wrong in that at all. We have seen too much dunce baller business in Jamaica now. We're tired of it. We want to eradicate that old nonsense of dunce baller. Baller can't speak. We want to get rid of that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to offer media training courses where I come, speak to you, do a small interviews on a regular basis. I'm going to offer that service. So if you want that service, contact me via my IG pages so we can work on you, on your media presence, on how you should market yourself as a footballer. So I'm going to offer that service this year. So you can contact me via IG for that, or I can help you speak in front of camera, be comfortable around people, and also be very, very retrospective in what you do, how you look, and how you carry yourself, other than when you're on the pitch. Very, very important. It all really, really matters. It very much matters. So, footballers, please be mindful of this. So, I'm looking forward to see you guys in a wonderful season. I don't want to hear this guy couldn't play because of grades, that guy couldn't play because of grades. We don't want to hear that. We want to move past that now. We want to know that everyone is participating in schoolboy football. Everyone is playing football, and they have received their respective grades, and it's looking good for them. So please remember that, guys. We want to move. We want to have a bright footballing industry, a bright football players who are very, very smart on and off the pitch. We want to have that. So big up on yourself, people. All right. In the comment section, I want you guys to drop your prediction for who's going to win the Manning Cup and the Dacosta Cup. Drop your prediction in the comment section. Drop your prediction. Michael Williams said Mona and Clarendon just leave New York. Which Clarendon? What are you talking about, Michael? Clarendon? Which Clarendon? I don't know anything about that. Shane Billy said top 6 Manning Cup, 1 JC, 2 Woolmers, 3 Stats, 4 Georges, 5 Mona, 6 KC. Top 2 Dacosta Cup, 1 CC, 2 Dintel. So you only can find 2 for Dacosta Cup. Mr. Universe said Woolmers. Kanye said Chelsea Review said CC and Mona. So Clarendon College for the Dacosta Cup and Mona for the Manning Cup. People, tell us your prediction. Tell me your prediction, people. Let us know. Let us all know. Let it go in the public. Not FF said 1 Selassie. And that's Hail Selassie. 1 Glenmuir, 2 CC, 3 Manchester, 4 Central. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm going to write it down right now. I write down mine right now. 1. Tap, T, tap. 2. 3. 4. Very, very interesting. But just right on my top 4 for the Manning Cup. People, me say I wait on some more. Give me some more now, people, man. Give me some more now. Extreme said 1 Mona, 2 JC. Top 4 people. Top 4. 3 Stats, 4 Georges. Interesting. Top 4 people. Genius was Woolmers, JC, Heidel, and Stats, my semi-finalists. Tanja said Clarendon College again. Michael Williams said CC. No, CC not there, New York, Michael Williams. What are you talking about, Michael? Michael Williams, last night I was at Clarendon College training session. So, I don't know what you talking about. How you work out a CC there. Where you get that from? Last night I was at Clarendon College trading session. So how you get to CC just come from New York? I don't understand that. Ryan Smith said JC 1, Stats 2, Woolmers 3. Mr. Universe said Phil Waterford can win Walker Cup. We will see if I can bet on Mona to semifinals this year. That'll be interesting. I can't say that neither. I can't say that word neither. Can't dispute that either. Where else? Nobody else, Ryan, JC1. Alright, so let's move over from that. So I'm done discuss that. So we're gonna jump into predictions now. We are 1 hour 10 minutes into the stream. We are going to jump into the discussions. So my top 4 for the Dacosta Cup. My top 4 for the Dacosta Cup this season. And this is in the specific order. This is in the specific order. 1, Clarendon College. 1, Clarendon College. That's the first order. 2, people, this is in no specific order. 2. Alright, so I'm going to say again, I'm not giving a specific order. It's hard putting an order. 1 CC, 2 Dentil, 3 Central, 4 Glenmuir. So those are the 4. Michael said they were here from July. Michael Williams. Clarendon College is not in New York. Michael Williams. Clarendon College is not in New York. I don't know where you get that from. And I'm telling you that I know exactly where Clarendon College is camping in Jamaica. I know exactly where Clarendon College is training in Jamaica. And they train there almost every single day they train there. Every single day they did it. Every single day. Down to last night, I was at the Clarendon College training session. And I did it. I watched the ball of them. I chatted with some of the ball of them. What else I say? So Michael, I don't know. I don't know where you get that from. I don't know where you get that from. So Michael, please check. Do a fact check on that. I beg you, please. Before I say anything else, do a fact check on that one. Please, I beg you. And if you think I lie, me tell, go and ask the Harborview U15 team, the Harborview U13, the Waterhouse U13 team, Real Money because all them play football in the same place. All of them play football in the same place, up at Constant Spring. Up at Constant Spring then train. And up there with them. Up to yesterday, even though I did the Casafa U15 and U13 game, I hope they see them. Up there with them. So, please, we could come off of that the topic then now. Emmanuel said, MG, you need to go up on Mona and see the Manning Cup team. The thing is, alright, so first of all, me never know see them there. Never know see them there at all. Alright, so for the top 4 in the Manning Cup, we have my top 4. We have JC, Woolmers, Georges, Stats. So those are my top 4 for the Manning Cup. So these are the 4 best teams. So these are the 4 best teams out of Manning Cup that, in my perspective, I would expect these teams to reach to the semi-finals. Albeit, in the event they don't, I would say, in the event that they don't, I would certainly say in the event that none of these teams will make it to the semi-finals, I will 100% say they definitely underperform based on the quality that they have in the team and their preparation, where their preparation is at. So I would say they significantly underperform. So that's it. So those are it. Georges, Woolmers, Stats, JC. So those are the 4. And out of those 4, the Manning Cup champion will come. Out of those 4, the Dacosta Cup champion will come from, in my perspective. I can be wrong. Journalist Sports said, I only have a dark horse idol in my semis over Georges. Journalist Sports, have you seen Georges? Oh my word, man. So Georges let me tell you one player name from Georges where this season is his year. Last season, I'm not getting the highlight. Nobody really talk about him now. This season, Brian Burkett is going to explode this season. May I tell you from now, bar, God, hopefully that happen, bar injuries, Brian Burkett is going to explode this season. He's going to take teams to school. So, him alone, may I tell you, I got dog up on school. So I have Georges, and I remember the same Rasta from last year. You know Rasta from Zabir, you know him from here? Still a player. So them have a solid unit. Georges have a solid unit. And them play at a high intensity. So very, very interesting to see them. AJ Darasa said Woolman's over catching, that's crazy. Alright, so it's difficult Let me tell you, it's very, very difficult now. What I do is very, very difficult. Even me coming here and doing this prediction. You know, nobody vex with me if you say, boy, MG at this, you're not rating this. No, I'm not doing I don't want that. I'm trying my best to avoid that. So even in some sense, I'm being political. But I have to be honest as well. We're preparation, we're quality, we're individual brilliance, we're team setup, team style of play, all these things. So when I grown and do the preseason, doing preseason is not only about looking at players and who them retain. Doing preseason about what of these schools learn from last season, how they are bettering themselves this season, how have they improved playing wise, quality wise, or they manage game. I've been looking at all of those factors, and these are what I came. This is how I come to my conclusion to use this 14. So AJ Dacosta said, I'm catching 10 and 17 alone. I'm better than Woolman's. I said, yo, that's not wicked man. That's not bad ball. Ali Solo said, I hope you come to even one KT game. I went to, no man, I never do KT game. I never do KT. I do KT game last year. I don't remember. Hopefully we can get it. The problem is that when the game them clash, like some teams play with some teams, that is where me have problems. Alright, so let's continue. Clarendon schools on fire. Yes, started. A three Clarendon school. Me having the blouse and skirt. We have 3 Clarendon school in the top 4. Whoa, interesting. Very interesting. Alright. So finally, we are going to get in the predictions. So I'm gonna give you my predictions, people. So, and I'm gonna give you a bit of explanation for my predictions as well. Let me give you my predictions. So, for the Dacosta Cup winner for this year, possible winner for this year, in my view, after I've seen majority of the big name teams and the teams that did well last season and the teams that pop up on the scene last season, in my view, I do believe that Clarendon College will retain their title. No, there is a lot to say about that. How do I surmise that? Alright, so first of all, the most important factor is continuity. CC retain possible 90% of their squad. The Malachi Douglas, Christopher Hall, Devante Adges, Tian Kupi, Hammer. They've retained so much of their players. And that alone, even that alone would have put them ahead of majority of their team. Bear in mind that this is the same team that went through the schoolboy football season only losing one game, and that game was against Kingston College. And this is the same, basically same team returning to play, and they have more experience. Some of these players are now playing Premier League. They have the squad depth, so they are in a very, very strong position. Last season they didn't have much squad depth. Look into the bench. They can't take off 4 or 5 players off our bench. You said jumping at no. They can't do that this season. And last season they did so well without that. And now they have that. Bear in mind, this is football. Anything can happen. Because if you can cast your mind back to last season, when CC played Mannings in the semi-finals? I think it was. Is it semi-finals? They almost lost, all because I think it was a Mannings player who threw away a penalty. All because a Mannings player threw away a penalty. And that's how CC advances. But that is football. That is football. So, anything can happen. So, but in my view, my perspective, I'm going to say Clarendon College will be the 2023 schoolboy football champions. In my perspective. I can be wrong. But in my view, that is my prediction going through. I don't see how you're going to retain that much player. It's like Man City. Have all them players come back again for next season after them just do the triple. they treble, and they might use the same team with extra spice on the team. That's overkill. And they went on to win it again. And they did. That is football. And that's how football is. As I said, I can be wrong. Them can lose one semi-finals because of red card or penalties. And that is just football. But from what I've seen, from all of those things, I would have to go and say Clarendon College are the likely team to retain the Dacosta Cup title. Second, I would have to say that Dintil would be very, very much close. The closest to Clarendon College. Then I'm going to say Central and Glenmuir. I do think that Dintil have a very, very good unit this year. And they do have something that they never had last year. Last year they had a good unit, but they never had someone when the game rough who can take up the game by the scruff of their neck. And they do have a player like that now. So they have a very good unit, a prolific goal scorer, and also they have a marquee player who can win the game, especially tough games for them. So that is how I'm looking at it. Now for the Manning Cup. Now for the Manning Cup, people. Let me take a sip of this one. Big Bad JC, huh? Now, I'm gonna give away the point. I'm gonna give away the idea of which team is likely to win it. Now, after going around, after going around the pre-season, looking at all the teams, the Manning Cup teams, and that's the reason why I could come to this submission that the top four are George's, Wolmer's, JC, Stats. I've seen fairly most of the Manning Cup teams because through them that town, it's easier to get to them for me. So I've seen most of them. And of all the teams that I've seen, I do believe that where quality is concerned, I'm going to say that these four teams have the highest level of quality independently than all the other teams in Manning Cup. Now, one other team that I do think is on par where quality is concerned with these four teams that did not crack into this is Idle. I do believe that because I pick four, that is the reason why I go with them four. But I strongly believe that Idle can be the team to cause an upset of any one of these four teams. Any one of these four teams. Because Idle have a very, very good team. Now, Tivoli have a very good team as well, but they might fall a little bit short. They play very, very good football. But where Tivoli fall a little bit short is they don't have the depth like these teams. They don't have the depth. In the event, Tivoli lose 2-3 players like just maybe minor injuries to miss out a game, they might be in a bit of problems. But these teams have the depth in quality to push on. So, for the Manning Cup, I'm going to say that for 2023 Manning Cup season, 2023 Manning Cup season, I'm going to go on a limb for this one, and I'm going to stick with this one until I'm proven wrong that the possible winners of the 2023 Manning Cup season will be St. Andrew Technical High. Stats. I'm going to go on a limb for this one. Now, how do I come by this conclusion? When I look at all the teams in preseason, and people might say that preseason don't mean nothing. Preseason means something, people. Preseason means something. When I look at Clarendon College last season, Clarendon College was the best schoolboy football team from preseason. And they showed that right through the season, the schoolboy football season. And I saw that from preseason. So when I came here in the preseason and said Clarendon College will win the schoolboy football, the Manning Cup, and even possibly win the Olivier Shield, I did not say that based off what I've seen them done in the season, because I haven't seen it as yet. I said that based off what I saw in preseason, the rigorous training they go through, the cohesiveness, all them something there. That is what I use to evaluate them. And this season, the team that I saw with quality, depth, cohesiveness, chemistry, understanding, style of play, a different mindset this season from pre-season, I have to say it starts. Now, let's bear in mind that Jamaica College don't necessarily use most of their big stars in pre-season, so you don't really see them. I got the opportunity to see the Jamaica College first team. The JC first team, most of the first team players, I saw them. They still have 1 and 2 players to come in, but I saw majority of the first team. But I never necessarily was looking at JC for players. I was looking at JC for style of play. When I look at Georges, when I look at Woolmers, when I look at JC, when I look at stats, the most important factor I was looking for is style of play and brand of football. Out of all them, I do believe that Georges possibly retain possession better than them. But the problem is, Georges retain possession more likely sterile possession in the defensive third. JC also retain possession. They're a little bit slower than Georges in how they retain possession. Just a little bit slower. Now, Woolmers is not a possession. They are more of a transition type of team. Catch you on the counter, tear you apart, because they do have that type of quality. Nathaniel Brooks, Bell, they do have that type of quality to hurt you. Now, when I look at the stats team, the intensity, the drills, the training, how they play, how they view the game now. Last season, you can see the immaturity now, they view things, how they behave. You can see that. You can understand that. They're highly immature. This season, they have an aura about them. I saw them, they have an aura about them. That's totally different from what I saw last season. I knew they went to final. I predicted that they would go to final last season. I predicted JC to win, because JC did have that aura and this thing. No, stats have garnered that aura, they've garnered the expectation, and they have added the few bits of quality, and plus on that, they have added players. Remember that they also retain majority of their squad. Big factor, they retain majority of their squad. When I went to see JC first team playing, I hear players calling other players by maybe just a slip of the tongue, just saying baller, pass the ball. And that would mean to me that in some sense, some of these players still don't really necessarily know each other as yet. Still trying to understand each other how they play. And I saw a little bit of that when they played St. Catherine. They played against St. Catherine in a preseason friendly. That's the first right through the preseason I've seen the Jamaica College first team. I've seen a few of them in 1 and 2 games. Like them, that's 1 and 2 of them in some games. But where you deploy majority of them, it was in this game against St. Catherine. And I know why. Because St. Catherine is a team that they always find it very, very difficult to beat. And the game ended 1-1. The game ended 1-1. And goes to show that St. Catherine do have the quality. But one thing for sure, in that game, St. Catherine really parked the bus and defended extremely well. And it was a good performance. Now, when I look at how JC apply their tactics and all this, they have a wonderful tactics, but there is a flaw in the tactics. And if anyone remember, if anyone's at that Jamaica College game, remember how St. Catherine scored their goal. In the first minute of the game, first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, JC scored against Catherine. But remember how St. Catherine scored. And that resonated with me very, very well. And I said to myself, if Jamaica College is going to play like that, that goal that they conceded is going to be their very own Achilles heel. And for those who did it, for those who again, they don't know. But JC still, I see the quality in the team. A lot of Malachi, Sterling, TL, Jovan, so much quality players right across the pitch. But they did not have the cohesive the cohesive and the chemistry. I did not see that when I watched JC played. When I was looking at the St. Catherine team, they were more organized, they were more cohesive than the same JC team. Albeit quality is there. Jamaica College have the quality to beat any team just like that because they have top-notch quality. But the big aspect of football is when you play against a better team, the minor details are what are normally the game changer. The minor details. And that is where they were exploited by St. Catherine. Just the minor details. And I have to say hats off to Patrick on that game. Now, I have to go with stats here because what I see from stats, stats would look like, or CC looked last year pre-season, and that is how stats look right now. Like them are fire upon all cylinders. They're firing on all cylinders. Cohesive, ready. They're noting managed game. Respectful. So that is how I view it. And I do think that in my perspective, they are the possible and the favorites in my perspective to win this Manning Cup. Remember now that JC have the jinx of a stat, so maybe let's see how that one pans. Let's see how that one pans out. But possible, let me close off by saying possible Dacosta Cup winners for the 2023 season is Clarendon College, and the possible Manning Cup winner for the 2023 season, in my perspective, is Stats. Let's know, people. Before I go, this is a prediction show. It's not facts. It's not facts. These are all data gathered. These are all coming from gathered data, put together to come to a form of conclusion. It does not necessarily mean that it is the fact of the matter because it hasn't happened as yet. And I use this is the same data that I used last year to predict the Manning Cup winner and the Dacosta Cup winner. And I got it correct. Not saying that I will get it correct this time. I can get it totally wrong. JC might not make it a final. Stats might not make it a final. CC might not make it a final. Probably you might see Glenmuir come win it. Dintil win it. Or you might see Georges win it. Because they are a good unit. Woolmers are idle. Anyone can win it. I did give you the list of the possibly in the top range teams that are likely to win it. But I put those two teams on top solely because of how they look so far in pre-season. And I have to say, CC is still working on the final details. They're still working on the final details. Dintil still working on the final details. That's the reason why both teams are so close to each other. And that is the reason why these teams are so far ahead than majority of the teams. Because of the quality that they have and just the level that they are playing, which is far superior than the average, than the normal rest of teams. But here we go. I'm not going to further this off. 1 hour and 33 minutes. I think that is fairly decent time to close off. This is my prediction, people. In the comment section after the show close, what I want you guys to do, please do hit the like button. I really appreciate if you hit the like button, people. And I'm hoping that you really enjoyed the show going forward. Remember, people, we will starting to have regular schoolboy football shows almost every day. We'll have something different to discuss. And remember, we are going to do the nightly review show. The nightly review show will highlight a particular player and we discuss the game that we saw on the particular day. Discuss the score lines and all these things. So, big up on yourself, people. Hopefully you guys are doing good. And all of the people who are both people are so silent, people who are watching now. And I can tell you, when they see me tomorrow, well, Sunday at the U15 final, when somebody see me Sunday, people, some big son are going to reach me. That's not, they're not that people. When we can tell, they might come for me. They're not come to fight, no violence, yeah. But they might come for me. Yeah. That is how it is. Big up on yourself, people. I do believe that this was a good one. Anyways, enjoy the night, people. MG Sports TV. Big up on yourself. Schoolboy football is back. Can you imagine? This is MG Sports TV, where football matters. That is my slogan for those who don't know. Where football matters. That is my slogan. Big up on yourself, people. Everybody in the comment section, massive respect. Hope to see you guys again. Sunday is the U15 and the U13 final for Kasafa. Look out for that one, people. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Maybe I run a show tomorrow night. Yeah, I possibly run a show tomorrow night. And I need to do a show on. Ooh. Anyway, I keep that with it. Big up on yourself, people. MG Sports TV. Road people. Big up. Boom. Big up on yourself in the comment section. And all that tuning. Mad respect for that. Every time.